You are watching the Midtown Rider. Memorial Day. A Monday dressed in gray, with just enough rain to keep the fair weather crowd indoors and the real city out in the open. The Eastside Trail, usually a pulsing artery of bikes, dogs, and strollers, is quieter today, more reflective. The kind of quiet that makes a fella think. Today, we're heading south toward Krog Street, where the art's as bold as the coffee and the bricks remember every boot step. But this ride's not just about old haunts and empty trails. No, sir. Today, we'll double back and veer off the well-worn path to follow a different line, the Freedom Park Trail. A fitting detour for a day like this, when we honor those who fought for the very freedoms that let us ride where we please, rain or shine. It's a ride through memory, through motion, through a city that doesn't stop, even when the skies say maybe it should. So zip up, clip in, and keep your eyes open. The wheels are turning. Up ahead, the city stacks its stories, layer by layer, brick by brick. First comes the Ford factory, still standing proud from the days when engines ruled and every road was a promise. It used to churn out Model Ts by the dozen, each one a ticket to someplace better. These days, the assembly lines are gone, but the building hums a new kind of life. Artists, freelancers, night owls, they've all moved in, trading pistons for quiet views and polished concrete floors. Just beside it, a Kroger that's anything but ordinary. No sea of asphalt here, just a wide veranda hanging over the Beltline, with chairs set out like it's waiting for company. And it gets plenty. Runners cool down over iced coffees. Couples linger. Strangers strike up chatter. There's a Starbucks on the side and a front row seat to the rhythm of the trail. Grocery store? Sure. But it's also a kind of town square, one that smells like espresso and fresh air. And facing it all, the old Sears building, now Ponce City Market. It looms with the confidence of a place that's seen it all and came out better for it. Once a warehouse for catalog dreams, now it's a playground for the modern city dweller. Food stalls, rooftop rides, cocktails with a skyline view. Call it gentrified, call it glam. It's still stitched into the city's fabric like a patch on a well-loved coat. This stretch of the Eastside Trail is where the Beltline starts to breathe a little deeper, where the quiet ends and the city's pulse picks up. It's the first real sign that you're not just passing through, you're part of it. So keep the wheels spinning. The day's still young, and the trail's just starting to talk. As we roll farther south, you might start to notice something. An emptiness riding alongside us. Not the lonely kind, the waiting kind. Wide stretches of grass flanking the trail, like the city left room for something that hasn't quite shown up yet. That's no accident. This path was built with bigger plans in mind. A light rail line that had stitched the Beltline into a loop of real, rolling connection. It was coming. Had the backing, had the blueprints, had the promise. But promises buckle under pressure. Mayor Dickens, once on board, pulled his support from the East Side Rail when the political winds started to shift. Said the city needed to focus on the South Side instead, to correct old wrongs, address inequity. A noble reason, maybe. But the timing? Curious. Right when re-election comes knocking, the vision changes. The kind of move that makes a man wonder if it's the people being served, or just the polls. And so this space waits, silent, ready, a ghost track for a train that never came. Now we slip into Old Fourth Ward, where the past walks shoulder to shoulder with the present. Once the cradle of civil rights, now a neighborhood that hums with new life. Breweries, lofts, murals that shout in color against brick walls that have seen it all. The air feels different here. Not softer, not louder, just heavier, with history, with change, with the kind of tension that makes a city feel real. Up ahead, we duck under the John Lewis Freedom Parkway, a name that carries weight. Built in a time when highways were cutting neighborhoods in half, this stretch was supposed to be another scar. But the people fought back, and what we ride under now bears the name of a man who knew a thing or two about good trouble. It stands as proof that the road to better days is built with resistance, not permission. The Beltline wasn't born in a boardroom or dropped from some city planner's skybox. No, it started as a thesis, words on paper by a Georgia Tech student with more vision than clout. But the idea stuck, like wet paint on a brick wall. An old rail corridor, long forgotten, became a blueprint for something better, something human. This trail you're riding, slick with rain and lined with intention, isn't just a pretty place to pedal. It's a quiet rebellion against the tyranny of traffic and the gospel of the gas pedal. It says maybe, just maybe, a city can breathe without a freeway running through its heart. That maybe sidewalks, bike lanes, and transit can do more for a neighborhood than parking lots and off-ramps ever could. And once it's complete, the Beltline will form a 22-mile loop, pedestrian-friendly and purpose-built, linking folks to jobs, shops, schools, and services without so much as starting a car. It'll connect people to each other and to the larger transit web of this city. A future not built around tailpipes, but around footsteps, spokes, and rails. The Beltline runs on a different kind of fuel, community, connection, and the idea that streets should serve people, not just machines. It's one of the few projects in this city that dares to imagine a future built around neighbors, not commuters. A living argument that cities don't have to choose between growth and grace. The trail rolls on, and the city whispers of change as you near Krog Street Market, a place where history and hustle collide on 9 sprawling acres along the Beltline. It's a West Coast-style market, open since 2014, tucked right where Edgewood Avenue meets Inman Park. Not just a market, but a lively patchwork of restaurants, florists, cheesemakers, butchers, and bakers, all under one roof. This whole complex leans on the bones of the past. On one side, the Atlanta Stove Works, a factory that's been standing since 1889, once cranking out iron stoves that warmed the city for decades. The bricks and steel here still hold the echo of the 1920s boom, when their 32-box stove was the name on every factory floor. The factory's been reborn, untouched but reimagined, part of this vibrant new scene. Across the way stood the old Tyler Perry Studios, a hub for creativity until 2008, before the show moved on. That space now folds into the market's story, a reminder of how this city reinvents itself without forgetting its roots. It's a place where the past meets the present, where industrial grit gets a fresh coat of paint, and where the community comes alive in the hum of conversation and clatter of dishes. A fitting stop on a ride that's as much about the soul of the city as the pavement beneath your wheels. The ride presses on, history behind, future ahead. Keep your focus sharp. As we roll deeper into the heart of the Eastside Trail, the city wakes up around us. Restaurants buzzing, bars calling, and a crowd that usually fills these streets like clockwork. But today, even with the quiet rain-soaked pavement, there's a character waiting to steal the show. Meet Mel, the mellow mushroom with a story as quirky as the city itself. Born in '74, Mel's been around the block, always sporting that newsboy cap and a grin that says, "Take it easy, kid." He's changed shapes and sizes over the years, but never lost that peculiar charm that's made him a local legend. A couple of years ago, Mel stepped out from under the mellow mushroom's shadow, becoming more than just a logo, now a friend of the brand, showing up big and bold on the Beltline near Krog Street Tunnel. A giant sculpture with a friendly vibe that draws smiles from bikers, walkers, and dreamers alike. He's more than a statue. He's a symbol of this city's quirky, creative pulse. A reminder that even in the busiest corners, there's room for a little fun, a little whimsy, and a whole lot of heart. The wheels keep turning, and the trail keeps calling. We're already spinning back north now, retracing our path through the buzz and breath of the east side. You'll pass the same faces, the same murals, but they hit different on the way back, like the city's exhaling after the crowd's had its say. Take this stretch in. No narration, no noise. Just the rhythm of the ride and the hum of a place that never really quiets down. We'll meet again at the mouth of the Freedom Park Trail, where the city narrows and the story continues. Now we're on the Freedom Park Trail, one of Atlanta's largest and most unique green spaces. Winding through what was once a battleground for freeway protests in the 1970s, this trail exists because people refused to let interstates carve up their neighborhoods. The land sat untouched for years, overgrown with kudzu, until the city repurposed it into a 207-acre linear park, now stretching east to west and north to south around the Carter Center. Just up ahead and to the left, though hidden behind the trees, is the Jimmy Carter Presidential Library and Museum. It sits on a hill where the neighborhood of Copenhill once stood, demolished for a highway that never came. This is where the narration ends. You're riding through a park built on resistance and reclaimed space, named for John Lewis, who spent a lifetime fighting for freedom. Let the next few minutes be quiet. Let them be yours.
If you like the ride, give us a like and subscribe for the next one. We'll catch you next time on the Midtown Rider.